Point of view. You're watching some YouTube boob review the motorcycle you want to buy. En route to the dealership, you practice your poker face.
Hi sir, can I help you?
Now you're buying something. Something that is not a Honda Grom and a medium helmet, so that'll be 2 weeks special order, thank you very bitch.
Great, see you in 2 weeks.
Giving time to notice the palatial building, the full staff. Is the ransom you're paying for all this? 30% yes. Stanford says 30% of a vehicle's MSRP is related to its distribution. So if you're willing to forego the awkward foreplay and greasy handshake, you could have this $10,000 Beamer for $7,000. But that's never gonna happen. Manufacturers like a physical catalog, 3 of each model arrayed by size, so people can feel their way into the expensive extremities of the brand. But dealerships only like what they can sell. Tuscaloosa Harley doesn't want a bunch of live wires burning through their floor any more than Manhattan Yamaha wants a bunch of farm bikes. A dictionary will tell you the booking is a dealer's order to make. But a manufacturer will tell you, take 3 of each, and 8 of this one model we're pushing, and if you don't, we'll give a franchise to your neighbor. So take 4 of each, and we'll throw in 1 month of free floor plan. Dealerships don't have the cash flow to float anything you see on the floor. Instead, the manufacturer's finance subsidiary pays full booking price, then lends the bikes to the dealership. After 30 days, ready or not, here they come for interest. Plus the full repayment once a unit sells. This financial scheme is called a floor plan. And it ain't peanuts. Last year, Yamaha Finance made half as much as Yamaha Motorcycles. So manufacturers get paid, their finance companies earn 3 times prime, while dealers are suffocating under bikes they can't move. And by 9 months, a dealer is anxious to offload debt. By 18, the sale ceases to be a question of maximizing profit, but of minimizing loss. Average it out, and dealerships earn 6% on the sale of new bikes. In their books, a motorcycle out the door matters less than getting it back for oil changes. Motorcycles, like most products, exist on the goods-service continuum. Buy a bike and you're buying a commodity good as well as services rendered. Services like transport from India, assembly out of the crate, and future warranty work. To BMW, these are inerasable costs. Motorcycles must leave the factory, they must be legally warrantied, and they must be mechanic assembled because Chad will mount the rear tire on the front, then sue you for it. Service is inherent to the good. So, manufacturers avoid paying for it. They bill dealerships $400 a crate for shipping, take up to 4 hours of shop time per assembly, and claim a discounted rate on warranty labor. This so-called relationship isn't just favorable to manufacturers, it's essential when they have to recall 15,000 bikes, tipping our continuum towards service. Without dealerships to take the influx, you're kinda flucked. And sending every unit back to the factory is prohibitively expensive, and mobile mechanics would take years to visit 15,000 recalls. This is the thorn on the direct-to-consumer side, and one of the reasons Tesla is rushing to open service centers. So again, manufacturers love dealerships in the same way men love plungers, and they cost nothing to maintain, but are simply and crucially there when you need to recall your shit. Liquidity is the only way motorcycle companies stay afloat. For Ducati to bother building bikes, they need someone to walk in and drop a 20,000 euro. Spralouche. But your average Gino doesn't have 20 grand. He's got a 10-year-old Bergman and A credit score. Dealerships do the dirty of taking my half-eaten burger, finding me local financing, and magically transforming me into someone who can afford a Panigale. And Ducati, effortlessly and essentially, sells a bike. Now let's say Ducati stops selling bikes. The luxury market is as changeable as COVID restrictions. But Ducati's manufacturing line is not. It stretches from the rubber orchard in Thailand to the assembly floor in Bologna with no pause button. So where do you send the motorcycles? This problem is not trivial. When Suzuki ran out of room for stock during the global financial crisis, they had to halt their manufacturing line and took a year to restart it. So, channel stuffing. By forcing dealerships to buy bikes, manufacturers stuff the distribution channel with unwanted product until demand picks up again. It's insulation against cold spells in the market. Even better, channel stuffing can be gamed. And say Triumph has a thin quarter. Rather than admit low numbers to stockholders, they force a bunch of units down dealers' throats just before budget day. Now the books look fat for Triumph, but their dealers are screwed to the debt on 10 Speedmasters no one wants to buy. And even if a fellow did, he's not going to pay MSRP when there are 9 more collecting dust. I chose Triumph in this example not unwisely, but too well. Their CEO, Greg Heichelbeck, was exposed for exactly this kind of channel stuffing. To see such oversight is to see why manufacturers are unlikely to abandon their scaffold. Dealerships weight the slack at the rusty bottom of their supply chain with the consumer's dollar, leaving manufacturers free to pass commandments from the clouds. In Canada, we call this having your moose and eating it too, but in economics, they call it vertical disintegration. Why should Honda deal with 117,256 individual customers with their cheap, unscalable needs? They'd rather make a few bulk sales to the dealerships under their thumb than, wash their hands of the rest. Occasionally, a manufacturer will try repainting links of the supply chain in corporate colors, but they quickly realize that doesn't make it any shorter, nor cheaper. So dealerships remain. Don't blame archaic laws, don't blame greedy stealerships. They're not getting rich. It's the manufacturers who designed this vertical disintegration precisely because they don't want to see direct-to-consumer. We're not supposed to climb their vertical. Oops. And this mountain is a metaphor, but it's also real. In the same way we're figuratively ranting to manufacturers, but they might really be listening. So, while we're up here, as it is, dealers get a 6% discount to make demo bikes from their inventory, and manufacturers forbid the sale of demos for 1 year and 5,000 kilometers lest they cannibalize new sales. By that time, the bike has depreciated far more than 6%, so dealers don't bother. If manufacturers offered a 25% discount, then every dealer would make demos, and we could all have a ride before dropping kidney money. As it is, manufacturers see dealerships as their customers, not you. So motorcycles are made to stock, not made to order. This is why any given bike comes in an color or black, or black, or black, or black. If manufacturers let us order online, then people could choose the color they like best, rather than being given the color people hate least. And besides, 46% of consumers would prefer to click a button and know they're paying what everyone else pays, rather than haggle like a cheap bastard. We can't expect this system to go away, but we can expect it to be better.